how to get virtual assistants to help you to automate your business. Hey gang, my name is Mike with My Real Estate Dojo, and I'm going to share with you 5 ideas that's going to help you make a lot of money plus give you a lot of time off through automation. Okay, the very first thing that I do with virtual assistants is to do all the stuff that needs to be done that doesn't bring a whole lot of money in. Okay, plus I like to have virtual assistants do all the stuff that takes a lot of time and I don't like doing, but it brings a lot of money in. So let me start with that. Things that I don't like to do, but it brings a lot of money in. For example, I don't like to cold call. I don't like to answer incoming calls into my office. I don't like to follow up with clients. I don't like to follow with students. I don't like to follow with home sellers. So the very first thing that I do for my real estate business or any other business like my moving company or my brokerage firm is to have virtual assistants or VAs do those job tasks. So let's start off with cold calling. We all know that lead generation is very, very important. So something that I have my virtual assistants do for my moving company, to my real estate brokerage firm and my investment business is to have them generate leads. Okay, so we buy houses, I'll have a virtual assistants cold call all the FSBOs. So they get on the FSBO websites and they sit there and call them, okay? And they talk to the homeowner, ask them a series of questions that's in my Ninja phone script, which you can download at myrealestatedojo.com. That's going to help you to determine, just like my VAs, my virtual assistants, if the seller is motivated or not, okay? The other thing I have my VAs do to generate leads is get on the divorces, get on the county clerk's office, pull up the divorces, and call the divorces to generate leads through cold calling. Another list that I love to have my virtual assistants work for is the foreclosure list. There's a lot of motivated sellers in the foreclosure list. There's a lot of motivated sellers in the divorce list. And so I have these VAs call them and talk to these sellers and fill out the Ninja phone script and then pass it to me so I can evaluate the deal if they're motivated or not, because by asking certain types of questions and writing down the answers, anyone can tell if the seller is motivated or not. Okay. At the same time, while I have the VAs cold calling, I'll have another set of VAs doing text messaging. So again, we already have the list of the divorces, we have the list of the FSBOs, we have the list of the foreclosures, and I'll have that other VA text messaging these sellers. Now what I'm trying to do is create multiple touches to these sellers, and what it's doing is branding my company, because the seller may not have ever heard of me. So 1 minute they're talking to me, maybe 2 days later they're getting a text from me, 3 days later I have my other VAs do the email marketing for me. So right then and there they've already saw my brand 3 different times, from email marketing to text messaging to cold calling and so on and so on. So the very first thing I do is I have virtual assistants generate me leads by doing stuff that I must do that brings a lot of money in, but I don't like to do, or I don't have the time to do it, or I don't like to do it. Have them do it, like text messaging, because it takes a lot of time to sit there and text one person at a time. But on a virtual assistants, I'm paying them $2 a day or less for them to work 8 hours a day for me. So I can afford to give a guy, $2 and let him text 1,000 people for me. That doesn't cost me that much money. I mean, in reality, when I hire virtual assistants, I pay them $125 to $150 a month, and they work the whole month for me full time. That means 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now you may be asking yourself, well, Mike, where are you finding these virtual assistants? Well, hold on, I'll tell you that in a minute, okay? All right, let's go back to the story. The first thing I do is have VAs do stuff I don't want to do, like cold call, like text message. Some of you will ask, well, Mike, how did you get the data for the FSBOs? How did you get the data for the expires? How did you get the data for the foreclosures? How did you get the data for the divorces? Well, I have another set of VAs called my back-end VA, because VAs are divided into 2 types. You have your front-end VA, which actually does all the calling. They use their voice. And you have your back-end VA. The back-end VA is the one that does all the data entry. For example, they'll go to the county clerk's office and write down all the information, or they'll go to the physical websites and write down all the sellers' phone numbers. Well, they'll go into the divorce and do all that, and then the backend VA will also cross-reference that through skip tracing software to find their to find their social media, to find their emails, multiple phone numbers, families. Sometimes we need to find their family because there's death in the family, and so on. So that way, so my front end VAs can now attack it through text messaging, can attack it through calling, cold calling, so on. But if you want to get my whole system, I have what's called the Alchemy Stones, which is an automation funnel. I have a 2-day seminar that I teach it to you. And right now you can download it, the film version of it, for just 90% off at myrealestatedojo.com. It's called the Alchemy Stones. So this is what I do with virtual assistants, okay? First thing I want them to do is do stuff that makes me money, that generates me lead, that I don't want to do, I don't like to do, I don't have the time to do it, or I don't like to do it, okay? The next thing I have them to do is do all the stuff that's back-end oriented that generates me business, like for example search engine optimization, okay, like social media. I mean, social media, there's a lot of money to be made. There's so many different types of social media out there, from Twitter to Facebook to YouTube to Instagram and so on. So that takes a lot of time to do, and that's where I use my virtual assistants to do that stuff for me, so I don't have to do it, from posting to uploading to, you know, doing the guerrilla marketing that I have with Facebook and Twitter that you can download at my website at My Real Estate Dojo, and so on, okay? So I have them do all my webmastering work, you know, generate leads through social media, do posting, respond to comments like on YouTube, on the Facebook, and so on and so on, okay? So virtual assistants play a big role. They're basically allowing me to duplicate myself, okay? Like have 2 or 3 of me to do multiple tasks without me paying thousands of dollars for HR, or paying for employees, paying taxes. The other reason I like to have virtual assistants is because they have to have their own computer, they gotta have to have their own internet, they gotta have to have their own desk, and they work remotely. That means that my overhead cost is virtually zero. I don't have to provide them with internet, the computer, the furniture. I don't have to pay their taxes because they live in a different country, and you know, and they're not my employees, they're just contractors. And so virtual assistants are very, very powerful, from lead generation to like website maintenance, through webmastery to SEO to lead, all kinds of lead generation. Believe it or not, there are virtual assistants out there that know how to do Facebook marketing, that know how to do YouTube ads, that know how to do all the stuff that you and I don't know how to do. You know, the question is programming. For example, in the early 1999, 2000s, I was having virtual assistants make me custom-made software for my moving company. At that time, it would cost me $25,000 to develop this software, which I paid like a couple of grand to a virtual assistant. So VAs are very, very powerful, but the problem is that many people get burned with VAs because they don't know where to find them. They don't know how to qualify them and scan them and filter them so they can get the best of the best, okay? They don't know how to incentivize them by giving them bonuses and pay structure that motivates that virtual assistants to work really hard for you, okay? And so what happens is the VA say can take advantage of the business owner. This is why I created my 2-day course called the VA Expeditiously, the V-Book, at My Real Estate Dojo. I've included video trainings. I've included daily job tasks you can have your VAs do. If you can't think of them, you could have them do. I've created contracts with me and the VA that I'll let you download. I've created bonus structures that I use to motivate my VAs. I'll let you guys copy and paste them. I've created videos to filter out these VAs, and I'll let you use them. I show you exactly where to run your ads, what ads to write, everything to find the best VA, okay? Because some VAs don't want to work for 125 bucks, and I show you exactly how to get the best of the best to work for you for 125 bucks, okay? So basically, I give you everything you can imagine. This is one of the best courses that I ever wrote. I have over 25 years of experience as an entrepreneur, never had a job. I've been working with virtual assistants since dial-up, AOL, when Yahoo was the king, not Google, okay? And so I package all that stuff up in a full day course. You get video training, you get manuals, you get job tasks, you get ads, you get contracts, you get pay structure, you get bonus structure, you get videos on how to filter, you get where to run the ads, the exact ads to run. Everything you can imagine at my VA course is truly revolutionary, and I have a sell on it right now. Normally it's for $1,500. You can now get it for like 80%, 90% off at myrealestatedojo.com. I can't remember the top of my head. It's 80 or 90, but somewhere around there, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to change not only your business, doesn't matter if you're in the printing business, in the construction business, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a real estate investor, if you're a fix and flipper, you're a landlord. I've used VAs for my moving company. I've used VAs for my restaurant business. I've used VAs for my car wash business. I use VAs for buying houses. I love to use virtual assistants for buying houses because they do all the heavy lifting. They do all the talking to the sellers, with the sellers like, F you, I'm not the one that has to hear it. They're the one that hears it. And it's great because all I got to do is check my inbox and I have a bunch of qualified leads that are highly motivated. The only people I have to talk to is the people that are ready to do the deal, versus a lot of people that are not ready to do the deal. They're actually pretty rude. I don't have to deal with that. I could have someone for $2 a day doing that for me. Now, if you're interested in finding these virtual assistants and getting my manual, my book, my training, my contracts, my paperwork, my bonuses, all that stuff, then there should be a link below, or go to myrealestatedojo.com and just type in the search box virtual assistants, and you'll see it. It's an orange book cover, and it's truly revolutionary. I pour my heart into it. It's one of the best courses that I have. Is one of my best selling courses, and that'll give you a taste of the kind of quality my work is made out of. Again, never had a job. I came here as a refugee with $100. I turned that into a moving company for 15 years, 14 years, debt free. Didn't start with $100. Didn't borrow any money. I had multiple locations, and I'm not flexing on you, just letting you know what kind of information you're gonna get in this package. I use it for my moving company. I use it for my brokerage company. I use it for my We Buy Houses company. I even use it for my coaching, guys. It truly works. It's revolutionary. I have students in the car business. I have students in the construction business, in the plumbing business. They all have used it. It's going to save you a lot of money. It's going to exponentially grow your business, not only through lead generation, but incoming calls, reviews, follow-ups, and so on. So go to My Real Estate Dojo, get my VA book. I'm very confident that if you take action, you implement this, it's going to change your game and allow you to be your dreams. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking the like button. Always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. Romy, peace. Real quick, download my free book, Real Estate Investing for Beginners, the ultimate starter guide at myrealestatedojo.com, where I teach you how to find motivated sellers, buy their homes at a deep discount, and then have the seller become your own private bank. Subject to, get it now. One more thing, if you're looking for private one-on-one help when it comes to real estate investing, then consider joining my academy, where you sit down with me one-on-one. 2, you get monthly coaching. 3, you get access to my best-selling courses. 4, you get access to my video library, and then the list goes on, for just $97 a month. Join me now at mrnofluff.com. Lastly, the best 6-figure side hustle, bicycle flipping. Want to see how? Here's a behind-the-scene video how I did it. Go to thebestsidehustle.mrnofluff.com. Now let's get back to the content.